Hello everyone. Today we will learn a new poem in English literature, that is Nicholas Nye by Walter de la Mare. This poem consists of 5 stanzas and I'll be reciting one stanza at a time to you, and then I'll start explaining that stanza. So let's get started. Thistle and darnel and dog grew there, and a bush in the corner of me. On the orchard wall I used to sprawl in the blazing heat of the day, half asleep and half awake while the birds went twittering by, and nobody there my alone to share but Nicholas Nye. Nicholas Nye was lean and grey, lame of leg and old. More than a score of donkey's years he had been since he was foaled. He munched the thistles, purple and spiked, would sometimes stoop and sigh, and turn his head as if he said, "Poor Nicholas Nye." So here, these were the 2 stanzas of the poem. Now here is the explanation. This poem is about a donkey named Nicholas Nye, which lived in a meadow in an orchard. It seems that the poet used to visit that place to relax himself and lie down on the wall of the orchard. He would watch the donkey from there. What is a meadow? Meadow means grazing land where the animals graze. And what is an orchard? Orchard means a garden with a fruits tree. One day, the poet is inspired to write a poem on the donkey. The poet had a very minute study of the donkey and a lot of sympathy for the poor animal. The poet personifies the donkey in order to treat it in human terms and give equal status to it like that of human being on this planet Earth. We come to know after going through the poem that the donkey was a victim of loneliness. He passed his days and nights in a meadow. He had no companion. Companion means friend, to break the boredom of his dull and monotonous life. That means his boring life. Nicholas Nye was old, lean, and thin, and lame of a leg and grey coloured, ownerless donkey. Means he had no owner of his own. He had to move around without any owner and without any care. He is just wandering here and there in the meadow. Nicholas Nye was very old. He was there in the meadow since his birth, and no one liked to be his owner because of his lame legs. Lame means which is very poor in condition. So he was left to the circumstances only. He lived on by munching bushes, thistles, darnel, and dog, etc. Next stanzas. Alone with his shadow, he would drowse in the meadow, lazily swinging his tail. At break of day, he used to bray, not much too heavy and hale, but a wonderful gumption was under his skin, and a clean, calm light in his eye. And once in a while he'd smile. Would Nicholas Nye seem to be smiling at me, he would, from his bush in the corner of me, bony and ownerless, widowed and worn, noble-kneed, lonely and grey. And over the grass would seem to pass, neath the deep dark blue of the sky, something much better than words between me and Nicholas Nye. Here, the poet is trying to convey that whenever Nicholas Nye felt sleepy, he lay there in the blazing, bright and hot heat of the sun. Blazing heat of the sun and drowse. Drowse means to take a nap, or you can call it he was half asleep. He seemed to stoop and sigh, means sometimes it seems like he bent down and take a long breath as if he wanted to release the tension by calling himself poor Nicholas Nye. He did not get sufficient grass there, so his body was weak and without energy. Whenever he brayed at the daybreak, brayed is the voice of a donkey, he was unable to create a heavy and energetic sound. Why? Because he had not enough grass to graze. Sometimes the donkey seemed to smile at the poet. It says that sometimes the poet feels that the donkey is smiling at him or smiling to him. It meant that the poet had developed kinship with the donkey and felt sympathetic to his miserable condition. The donkey was presumed by the poet that he started liking the presence of the poet there, and he used to smile at poets or to the poet. But dusk would come in the apple boughs, the green of glowworm shine. The birds in the nest would crouch to rest, and home I trudged to mine. And there in the moonlight, dark with dew, asking not wherefore nor why, would brood like a ghost, as still as a post, old Nicholas Nye. In this last stanza, the poet came back home in the evening, leaving the Nicholas alone in the moonlight, standing there still, motionless like a post. Thus, the poem sensitizes the student's empathy, ability to understand the difficulties of others, sympathy, particularly for the domestic animals who are left to their fate, chance, or destiny. It also gives the message that we all human beings must have sympathy for the animals also. So, this is a very beautiful poem of Nicholas Nye, and we as humans should understand why is it important to make our planet Earth worth living for these stray animals. I hope that the poem is clear to you all. Thank you, students.